It's time for Cosmic Crucible video with Jesse, and we're going to talk about all kinds of exciting stuff. Are you hyped for next week? Because you are going to be playing against all of your opponents are going to have Mephisto, right? You're going up against 7 Mephistos this week?
Yeah, I am in the top of the leaderboard, and I'm like 70 or so, and so it's going to be fun. I have 7 Mephistos in my bracket. It's going to be an exciting time, or at least it'll be funny for y'all to watch me beat my head against these 3.5 million teams.
Okay, so for those that are curious out there, Mephisto, which is right now currently almost unbeatable in Alliance War and Arena, that is not the case in Cosmic Crucible. You said there's one team comp that is trickier than others, but in general, it's Kang, Titania, and Cabal can get through most Mephisto's comps. Is that correct?
Yes, that baffles my mind that they actually put that as a room bonus, because I knew that was going to be the one shot for Mephisto. So Scopely, what were you thinking? Instead of buffing them, you could have just not put this buff out there.
Yeah.
But that is currently the one-shot counter. Cabal with MOE does one-shot pretty much every Mephisto team because he can just kill him before he takes a turn.
Okay, so behind me here on the screen is what we did last week, and we're going to contrast last week with next week with our plan of attack, or your plan of attack for Cosmic Crucible. Rooms 1 and 3 are the nothing rooms. Would you agree?
Yeah, they're pretty much useless. The best thing you can say about room 1 is that you can get annoyed by the healing. Other than that, they're nothing rooms. They're blank rooms.
Okay, so Extreme Rogue has been a thing for a long time in Cosmic Crucible. There's some Crucible buffs, and I feel like there's a lot of known counters to that, but it's just a strong team anyways. In room 2, there is going to be an Old Man Logan there almost always, and there are a couple known counters to Old Man Logan. I found that if I can get faster than Old Man Logan or kill Logan before he takes a turn, that's a good thing. So what are you thinking about doing in room 2 instead of doing something like Extreme in room 1?
Yeah, so I'm going to be using the rest of part of Extreme on offense to make another offensive team. I feel like we're getting some super turtley defenses at the top. And then we need Nightcrawler here to protect that Old Man Logan. He gives them extra speed so new warriors can't get in there. He messes with the APOC counter because he's faster. And he gives more health to Old Man Logan, which, if you've learned, is that Old Man Logan takes a turn, you're dead.
Yes, if Old Man Logan takes a turn, it's lights out, my goodness. And this is why I believe that Nightcrawler is going to be a good character longer term, because he goes relatively early in the match, and then when he does his special, not only does he stun, he gets 20% turn meter to X-Man, which is amazing for Old Man Logan. And once this goes, it pops off. Plus, there'll also be an opportunity to get bleeds very quickly, which also speeds him up, and that's what Noir is doing there, correct?
Correct. He is there to make sure that he limits the comps, right? Because if you take it too many buffs, he's like a mini Super Skull. He goes first. He puts out a bunch of bleeds. That's a problem.
Now,
then Logan gets speed up.
Explain why this team here, which is last week's team, which did not have Nightcrawler, was not as good. What were the counters that you were seeing against this type of team comp?
Yeah, so the main two that I was seeing was New Warriors with Echo and MOE with Echo. Both of them pretty much is kill the Old Man Logan on the opener and you win. If you don't, you lose. And so I think Nightcrawler helps on giving him extra health so that doesn't happen.
Okay, and so that is part of the idea here, is going earlier and then the extra health from that. Like, it's a Kang goes and you do a basic and you hope to delete the Old Man Logan out of the gate is the general idea?
Yes, invest in your Kang, folks.
Yeah.
3 diamond.
3 diamond Kang is the only way to go. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are going to be taking Kang into Dark Dimension 7 as well. Now, let's go to room 3, which is a Nothing Burger room. This is a common team used on offense and defense. Explain why Super Skrull with the Hive Mind is such a good team.
Yeah, they punish you for if anyone gets dropped low. The Hive Mind start going fast, and then they start taking turns and they start killing you. And Super Skrull is just a super fast character. He's already a problem in and of himself, no matter where you put him.
Right. Now, there is small synergy here because this is the exposed room, but we're finding that is nothing. There are tons of rooms that this works well in. What room are you thinking about for this week for Hive Mind plus Super Skrull?
I put this room in room 5, because that gives Super Skrull a revive. it gives the two villains of hive mind. So you got half of them having revives, and so that gives you a lot of extra firepower. It's easy for this team to overwhelm you because of the revive. It lowers the counters quite a bit, and it also gives you some extra value on your superior 6.
Interesting thing too is that the revive from Red Goblin is a charge. It is not a revive once, correct? So that is an interesting interaction, right? Where technically, if one of the heroes die, which would be Gwenom and Void Knight, they would still revive from the charge mechanic on Red Goblin, correct?
Yes, and so that gives him, you have to kill Red Goblin first, and having him 2 lives is just annoying.
Yeah. So last week it was Superior 6 in room 5. Now, what was the issue with putting Superior 6 in 5, and why you're thinking about putting them in room 3 instead, and then moving Super Scroll Hive Mind over here to room 5?
Yeah, so the big issue with room 5 is the fact that you gave some good villains revives on offense. You're giving Hela revives, you're giving Doom revives, so you can come in there with an Undying Doom comp and probably beat room 5, where you can't do that in other rooms safely because, Doom is a lot more reliable when he has a revive, and Doom lets you down, as you've learned, and Doom lets everybody down when he feels like it.
Yeah, Doom plus Dormammu is almost a mandatory thing outside of room 5 because of the revive. Same thing with Zombie Juggernaut. He's so much better if there's a revive, because if he dies real quick out of the gate, he's kind of a problem. So you're thinking about doing this Superior 6 in room 3 will be Chunky Monkey. Now, room 4, this has been kind of an annoying team. I used this last week. I saw this a lot. I lost to this team. I beat this team. What's your thoughts about Black Knight with the Spider Society in room 4? Kind of an annoying team, right?
This is a very annoying team. This is because you have 2 issues. You have Spider Society has the flex on spawn, so you can't reliably Cabal it with the Cabal Lizard, because they can deflect all the vulnerables, and you don't get any speed ups, and so you die, right? Because Cabal relies on an early crit, and the deflect stop that, and that is a problem for this team in particular. And also, if you sack it, then you have Penny and Pav getting their ults up on the opener, and they can just kill you super fast, because those are. I've seen enough people sack it incorrectly to know that is also a problem. So this is a great place to put your Black Knight.
What's going to be your strategy for tackling this room? Because I think this is a room that's been a problem for a minute now. Like, this is a known thing here in room 4, correct?
Yeah, and so I'm hoping I don't have to deal with it, but right now what I've been doing is SD Lizard after a sack, because I have to burn my Cabal team on Mephisto. It is what it is, and so if I had the option, I would probably do Cabal, Lizard, and Zemo. That's a painful tune to talk about, but he is probably your best with that comp.
Yeah, you heard it here. But the thing is where you're gonna do Cabal. Like, you're gonna have Super Scrolls out there. Do you want to Cabal that? You're gonna have Mephistos out there. Do you want to Cabal that? Do you want to take the easy route and Cabal Old Man Logan? Right? If you had 5 Cabal teams, you'd be good to go, right?
Yeah, we need more Cabal teams. The defenses at the top are just getting insane because everyone's putting the biggest teams on defense and hoping they can get a win.
All right, and then I do not like this team on room 6. So tell me about room 6. Tell me why I don't like it, but you like it.
Yeah, so this has been my trick play for a little bit now. The thing about it is it kind of stops a few counters because usually Proxima gives that speed up to the adjacent tunes, and so she's going to give it to Quicksilver and give it to Ebony Maw. So now Quicksilver is faster than New Warriors. He can come out there and rewind the wrong target, and all of a sudden you're dying because then he rewinds. Let's say Gwenpool, you got a big problem. So people get caught off guard by the speed and the spread because this room is just dumb with that spread mechanic. They need to fix it.
Yeah, so this is probably the most important and impactful room. I think room 4, room 6 are very impactful. Room 5 to a lesser extent, room 2 to a lesser extent, but room 4 and room 6 are the problem rooms, or the strong rooms, right? Is that right? The loud rooms, if you will. And this is going to be interesting, where the ultimates are going off all the time, and then we get the butterfly effect, where all the positive effects are spreading to adjacent targets. So this is going to be very fast and tricky, where people might just try to like Pegasus it. Is that even a sentence? And then just go after it, right?
You gotta. Pegasus doesn't get a turn against this, by the way, so don't do that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. His Pegasus doesn't even take a turn, and so that's gonna just explode them. All right, so head over to Juicy's channel, and you will be able to see him take on 7 Mephistos in his next week. Oh my God, that sounds horrible. And we're gonna go into more offensive strategy. So here on the screen is the defensive strategy that I'm going to be using this week based off of your suggestions, and we're gonna go and look at offensive strategies on your channel. Anything you want to say before we go?
Best of luck in round 3, and bye for now.
Bye for now.